One wrong move when you retire at 55 and suddenly you wake up 5 years later at 60 and you're out hundreds of thousands of dollars. This usually happens when you make 3 common tax mistakes at the start of your retirement without ever realizing it. I've seen it over and over in my work with Canadian retirees. Now, these are smart people with good savings, just undone by these quiet tax traps. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what these mistakes are, why they end up costing so much, and the smarter moves you can implement to protect both your income and your legacy. Before we get into the specific mistakes, it's important to remember that most retirement tax problems don't really feel like problems at all at first. They start quietly. There's no sudden tax bill. There's no scary letter from the CRA. They're just small, invisible inefficiencies that build up over the years. And by the time you notice them, it's often too late to fully fix. That's why these 3 mistakes are so dangerous to make, especially in your late 50s or early 60s, because you'll really only feel the sting of these decisions by the time you reach your 70s. That's when you're supposed to be enjoying life and your money, not giving it away unnecessarily to taxes. So the first mistake I see people make way too often is not having a withdrawal strategy for their RRSPs. Now, this typically happens with couples. So let's say that you're 55 years old and your spouse is still working and you're able to meet your household expenses just based on your spouse's income. This is a great opportunity to draw on your RRSPs, even though you don't need the money. Again, you can rely on your spouse's income to cover the household expenses. Because at 55, you haven't started CPP yet, you don't have old age security, so your income is very low. Now, if we look at the combined Manitoba and federal tax brackets, on your first $16,000, you don't pay any income tax. So at the very minimum, you should be drawing $16,000 from your RRSPs because it's not going to end up costing you anything come tax time. Even if you increase your income up to $57,000, you're still taking advantage of a fairly low tax bracket. Again, this is the perfect time to do it because your income is low. The longer you wait, the more that your RRSP is going to keep growing. Again, this is a good problem to have, but eventually you're going to have to convert that RRSP into a RIF. And if you have too much money in your RIF at that point, you're going to have very high minimum withdrawals. And then you add CPP on top of that, and you add old age security, and suddenly you might find yourself in a much higher tax bracket, and you could potentially lose out on your old age security. So that's part 1. Part 2 of the issue is that upon death, your RRSPs or your RIF can roll over to your spouse tax-free, so there's no issue there. But upon their death, the entire amount is going to be taxable. So again, if we take a look at the Manitoba and federal tax rates, if you're over $400,000 of income, so if you still have a large registered account, you're going to be paying a hefty amount in taxes, over 50% on a good chunk of it. And in some provinces, it's even more. So you really want to take advantage of these low income years to draw that money out of your RRSPs. And even if you don't need it, you don't need to spend it, but you can start putting that into your tax-free savings accounts or in a non-registered account where it's going to be taxed much more efficiently in the long run. Before we move on, if you're approaching or already in retirement, then check out our free retirement toolkit. It has a couple of guides that are especially focused on how to draw out your savings tax efficiently in retirement, and it also includes checklists to make sure that you're staying on track. Check it out by using the link in the description. The second mistake I see people make is not having a plan as to when to take their CPP. Too many people look at it as an independent decision outside of their overall retirement plan. But when you take CPP, it will affect other areas of your retirement and tax plan. So you want to make sure that you consider the best decision. Too many people just blindly take it at 60, and that's okay. If you're worried that you're not going to live very long, or you just want to make sure that you receive something from the program because you paid into it your whole life, I'm not going to fault you for that. But just make sure that if you're retiring at 55, what is your retirement plan going to be from now until, say, age 90? Because that's going to impact when is the best time to take CPP. I'm not saying you should take it at 65 or 70, just review all of your options and how it ties into your RRSP withdrawal strategy, how it ties into your old age security timing, and if there's going to be any potential clawbacks there in the future. You just want to make sure that everything's running as efficiently as possible. So don't just blindly take it at any age because that's what your neighbor did. The third mistake I see people make is using their TFSA as a savings account. And I get it, it's called the tax-free savings account, so that feels like what it should be used for. But the account has so much more potential than that because it can be invested just like you would invest in an RRSP. The benefit of the TFSA is that any growth that you have is all going to be tax-free. So if you make 10% in an RRSP or 10% in a TFSA, you're going to be much better off in your tax-free savings account because you're going to get to keep all that growth. Any of the growth in your RSP, you're eventually going to have to pay some of it back to taxes once you make a withdrawal. So that account has so much more potential than just having it sit in a savings account as an emergency fund. You want that money working for you. And the majority of the time when we put together withdrawal strategies, we often use our TFSAs last in retirement. So since we have a longer time frame with that account, we can afford to invest in it and maybe even make that our more aggressive account in retirement and maybe make your RSPs more conservative because that's what you'll be drawing on first to meet your day-to-day expenses. So I know it's called a savings account, but just make sure that you look at all your options. And if you don't have any other savings to rely on, if there is an emergency, perhaps a line of credit can step in and cover you in the short term because you really want to take full advantage of that tax-free savings account in the long run. So how do you make sure that your plan is taking all of this into consideration? Well, that's why we created the Atlas system. It's the exact process we follow with clients to make sure that they're staying on track and not paying any more tax than they need to. If you're curious to see how this works and if the Atlas system can benefit you, then check out the link in the description. Avoiding these tax mistakes can easily save you 6 figures in retirement, but tax planning is just one part of the puzzle. If your real goal is to retire early, you're going to want to know how much you'll need, how to make your money last, and what risks to be aware of. That's why in this next video, I break down what it takes to retire at 55 in Canada and how to know if you're ready. Click here to watch it now.